Stiverne versus Wilder for the WBC heavyweight title, taking place tonight. Can't wait for this one. These are my final thoughts on this fight. Most people seem to be of the belief that if Wilder's going to win, he's going to win early by knockout because he's got 100% KO ratio and none of his fights have been past 4 rounds. And he also seemed to be of the belief that the longer the fight goes, the better it's going to be for Stiverne because he's been the distance before and he's been in long fights. So I can see the logic of that argument. But I actually believe something a bit different. I actually believe that if there's going to be an early knockout, it's more likely that it will be Stiverne knocking Wilder out early. I'm not saying that Wilder can't knock Stiverne out early. I think both these guys have got the power to knock the other one out. So it's all about who lands first. But I personally think it's more likely that Stiverne will land first in the early rounds than it is Wilder. Because Stiverne has this ability to go into a crab-like shell of a defense. And when he does that, it's very difficult to penetrate with single punches. You're going to have to really set your feet and let volleys of punches go to be able to penetrate Stiverne's defense early in the fight, because Stiverne's going to be mindful of not getting hit with Wilder's straight right hand. So I think Wilder may struggle to land clean on Stiverne early in the fight. That's my suspicion. I think he may struggle. The longer the fight goes, let's say the fight goes past 5 rounds, the likelihood is, if the fight has gone past 5 rounds, that Wilder's actually doing a pretty good job at staying away from Stiverne's power. He's doing a pretty good job at using his height and reach. And if that's the case, then Wilder's probably going to be ahead on the cards. And Stiverne's going to start getting frustrated. And when he does get frustrated, he's going to start taking chances and he's going to leave himself open. So I'm going against the grain a little bit. I think it's more likely that Stiverne wins early. And if the fight does go long, I think it's more likely that Wilder starts coming into his own. Again, either guy could win by knockout at any point, in my personal opinion, because I think both guys have got the power to hurt each other with one shot if they land clean on the other guy's chin. But I just think early in the fight, Stiverne's going to be keeping his chin down. He's going to be in a crab-like defense. Wilder's punch variety, from what I've seen, isn't the greatest. I haven't seen him throw uppercuts. I haven't seen him really throw that many left hooks, although he does have one. It doesn't seem like a Vladimir Klitschko devastating type hook. And even his jab doesn't seem that impressive to me. It's just that straight right hand that seems to have the concussive power. And with Stiverne tucking up in a tight little defensive shell, with his head down, his hands up, I just think Wilder may struggle to penetrate that early in the fight. But Wilder has a recklessness about him sometimes. He seems like a hot-headed guy, kind of like Amir Khan used to be. And if he comes flying in early in the fight, I think he might give Stiverne the opportunity to catch him on the way in. We know that there's a big height and reach difference, but if Wilder overextends, then I think Stiverne may be able to time him coming in and catch him. Because once this fight gets into mid-range and close range, it's all Stiverne. He's got much better defensive capabilities up close. He's got quicker hands up close, better punch variety up close. So it's all about Stiverne when it's mid and close range. So early in the fight, if Wilder gets reckless, I think there's a decent chance that he could walk into something. Stiverne's got pretty good timing and is a good counter puncher. I think he might walk into something. But the longer it goes, you know what? This might sound crazy, but I think Wilder's best chance of winning this fight is not by knockout at all. I think Wilder's best chance of winning this fight is on points. Yeah, he's never been past 4, but I personally believe that Stiverne, if you keep him on the outside, his feet are so slow, the longer the fight goes, his feet are not going to speed up. They're just going to get slower. And he's going to get more desperate and make more mistakes. So Wilder and his team, if they're smart, if Wilder can stay disciplined, That's the kind of fight they'll be looking to fight. They won't be looking to go out there and bomb Stiverne out. If they've really studied him as an opponent, which they should have done. I mean, Wilder's trainer is Mark Breland, a guy who's a former world champion, a guy who was trained by Manny Stewart. He should know that looking at this fight from a strategic point of view, the best thing to do is keep Stiverne in the outside and don't go looking for a knockout. Just box him. The guy's got slow feet. Ray Austin was outboxing him, for God's sake. Right? It shouldn't be that difficult to just use his height and reach, keep the guy on the outside, keep frustrating him. You know, that is the tactics they should be looking to employ. And if they do employ those tactics, don't be surprised if Wilder wins the fight on points. You know, the best chance for Stiverne that I can see is if Wilder goes in looking for the knockout, Stiverne can catch him coming in. So those are my final thoughts on the fight. Drop your final thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know how you feel about this one. Do you think I'm totally off, saying that it's more likely that Stiverne wins early than Wilder, and more likely or Wilder's chances increase the longer the fight goes? Maybe you think I'm totally off on that. Again, I'm not saying that Wilder can't win early or Stiverne can't win late. No, I'm just saying I think it's more likely that Stiverne wins early or Wilder wins later on in the fight, or maybe on points. So that's just how I feel. Let me know how you feel. It's your boy Hatman.